What's going on, Aquarius? Welcome to my channel. We're about to jump into your energy. This goes out to the sun, moon, and rising. Singles, couples, men and women. Cross watchers are welcome. Let's see what we have for opening energy. We are working with the Hanged Man. I feel that this is a continuation of yesterday's reading. What else are we working with? The Magician. So we're progressing from yesterday's reading into a new reading, but it's still connected to yesterday's reading, but it's a continuation. What I'm seeing so far is that many of you have started to turn your head to the side and understood that a big part of everything is shifting consciousness or things of that nature. By you doing that, that allows you to operate in the energy of the Magician. For those into color magic, look into yellow, gold, blue, and red. And look into occult symbols. They can help you. Nope, not taking that. The Ace of Wands. So this Magician energy is going to lead you into a passionate new spiritual pursuit. New beginnings. Interesting. Interesting. The Chariot. Wow. Okay, here we are again with the Chariot. So, alrighty. The High Priestess. So we have the Hanged Man, the Magician, the Ace of Wands, the Fool, the Chariot, and the High Priestess. All right, let me put my tinfoil hat on and let's tune in. Well, as we all know, that the Hanged Man can be about turning things on their side, but also the Hanged Man is about initiation. Now, this go around, I'm not so hell-bent on tilting your head to the side or looking at things from a different perspective, so forth and so on. I am, on the other hand, saying be open to initiation. Be open to shadow work. What makes me lean towards initiation is because quite a few of you are about to walk the path of the Magician. Maybe a few of you are already starting to walk the path of the Magician. And for those that are interested, look into Red Roses. And for those that are trying to direct energy, so forth and so on, and you kind of need that physical object, I would say look into a wand. I'm all for a thame and daggers and athames or athames or whatever one wishes to call it. But at the same time, I find that a certain power is within the wand. The Magician energy is about working with what you have, your connection to the as above and so below, your connection to the heavens and the earth, the celestial and the infernal. The universe is telling you now that as you enter into this initiation and the path of the Magician, now mind you, the Magician can come around every month, to be quite frank. Initiations, let's think about that for a second. One person might take one initiation and that be it. And then some people might work on initiation after initiation, after initiation, after initiation, after initiation, depending on the tradition that one walks. But I'm not so much picking up one of those initiations after initiations. But I am picking up an initiation. Okay, we're initiating into something, aren't we, fam? Now, as I like to say, I don't like to connect that to too many things because I feel that it might alienate certain people or isolate certain people, so forth and so on. So what I want you to do this go around is to take the Hanged Man energy and the Magician energy and apply it to your life and how it works for you. What have you been focusing on? What have you been working on? Many of you have been taking time to gain an understanding of the elements, Father, Son as well. And as before, many of you are initiating into the secret sciences of the celestial. I'm not picking up so much the shadow realm or infernal, even though I said shadow work is good. This initiation is more into the, thank you. For those that resonate with this, I'm not saying that it's for everyone, but for the few that do resonate with this, think of higher self, think of connecting. I heard daily invocations of your higher self, daily talks, meditations. Some would say prayers, which can be kind of odd sometimes because it's like your higher self is you, but it's not you, but it's you at the same time. It's like the really wise version of yourself, the one that knows it all. And I also heard that a lot of blockages can be removed if you simply just go talk to him or her. They see a lot that we don't see. Our higher self, they like see him perching on a mountain. So be open to connecting with that. Understand that within ritual, you don't always have to include all elements within it, even though many might disagree. If you're doing a earth ritual, then why would you have to include all the elements in the earth? If you're doing an air ritual, if you're doing a fire ritual, if you're doing a water ritual, why would you have to incorporate everything? What I mean by air, fire, water, earth rituals is, earth. Think about mundane and, financial gain. Water, think of emotional work. Air, think of mental work. Fire, think of passionate workings, hence the Ace of Wands. Now, mind you, for quite a few of you, you might become very, very, very appealing to people as you progress with this Ace of Wands energy. You see that this magician energy and incorporating everything of the magician after this initiation will start to lead you to your empire, to your castle. It might take a little time. Nothing comes easy or fast. But these new beginnings with the Fool, as I think we pulled yesterday in conjunction with the Chariot, is important. When you go around the entire wheel or the entire plethora of things, you come back full circle. But for some reason, I'm not saying many people think this, but when you think of the Fool, you think of new beginnings. But not many people talk about the new beginnings that come with the knowledge that you have from previous new beginnings. So as you embark into this Fool energy with the skill of the magician, which will be a very passionate journey for quite a few, you're going to go into it with the passion, the pure, fiery spirit within. And you're going to take that wisdom from the past and go forth. It's going to help amplify you. It's going to help you progress. It's going to help you stay very grounded to self as you go further and further. Understand that the Chariot is the victory. You are guided by the gods and the goddesses. And also I'm hearing with this Fool and this Chariot together, it might sound kind of crazy, but you're going to have to kind of just take a leap of faith. But understand that you are divinely guided and divinely protected in order to achieve that High Priestess energy. The High Priestess energy is about wisdom, understanding, knowledge, a cunning insight, so forth and so on. Believe it or not, the High Priestess can be very, very, very cunning. It doesn't mean that she always has to be cunning. It just means that she can be. As you progress in life, you learn a few things. When you get into magic, for example, you might read a book and it says, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And then about 3 years into magic, you're like, well, I realize that that's great or whatever, but the spirit's got me doing this. And sometimes when it comes to that form of magic, yeah, you're going to gain an understanding. And I am hearing that you're going to gain an understanding of both sides. Well, I'm not going to say both sides exactly, but as a whole, you're going to see that magic is just magic. It's a part of energy, but it just sits on the sideline. It doesn't have vendettas. It's not light or dark. It's not gray, white, or black. Those are all human constructs. We created black magic. We created white magic. We created ceremonial magic. We might have had things handed to us from the spirits, but at the end of the day, magic is magic. Magic is impartial. The person is not. So yeah, many of you in this initiation, as you walk through the high priest, as you walk through the magician energy, you're going to see that, hate to say it, but ain't really nothing wrong with hexing and curse work. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get out there and do a bunch of hexing and curse work, but how can you understand the light if you don't understand the dark? How can you understand the dark if you don't understand the light? How can you understand something as a whole if you don't know polarities? I'm not saying go off and do nothing but healing magic. I'm not saying go off and hex your enemies to death. But let's be real here. If you believe in that sort of thing or flow with that sort of thing, it's always good to have more than just some defensive magic. It's always good to have that understanding that I can heal you, but if you really, really, really do me wrong, and I don't mean something like they said something that hurt your feelings, or they said something that made you mad. But understand that if somebody slanders your name over and over and over and over and over again, that does have real world mundane repercussions. And because of that, I see nothing wrong with putting somebody in their place. Does it mean that you should deploy 14 goetic forces their way? No. But does it mean you can't put them in a freezer spell? Go for it. The high priestess also knows this, as do the gods and the goddesses in the chariot energy. The high priestess hasn't achieved what she achieved by just one side of the lunar current. The lunar current. Sorry, my tongue is all over the place today. Don't say a damn thing, ladies. I set myself up for that one. But the high priestess has an understanding of light and dark. As above, so below, up and down, left and right, etc., etc., etc. So key factors or energies to focus on in this reading is, the magician, the fool, and the high priestess. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully this resonates in some way, shape, manner, or form. If so, please like, share, and subscribe, and join the Craft and Conjure Aquarius Moon Tarot family. Peace.